Saturday mornings, time for Markout Mania. James, Zeus, and Pedro still prepping for D&D. They'll talk mad stuff along with wrestling and John. Come on, it's time for Markout Mania.
That's awesome. We're LARPing.
Oh my god, that was brutal. I love it.
This is tabletop gaming. This isn't even LARPing.
Yeah.
It was LARPing. Yeah, I found some
Yeah.
LARPing.
That was good job, Pedro. That was good. That was good. I was like, what is that? LARPing? Oh no.
Hola,
That was good
amigos.
stuff.
Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Markout Mania.
Yeah.
We've got James the Extreme Sorno. How are you?
I am doing good, my friend. I am doing good. I would be better if someone give me a chair shot, but I'll be good.
What? Hey, Ace still can help you out with that.
That guy, brutal. That was brutal.
Is everything good in your house, James?
You just made me spit on my Diet Coke.
Sorry about that.
Everything is good.
Oh, stop it.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? I think it's the arrival of the God of Thunder, the Road Warrior Scholar, the super famous, the college graduate, Zeus King Dark. How are you?
Good. How are you?
That's just King Dog drawing ducks. Well, that fake duck, though, whatever the hell that picture was horrible. Oh.
You know, it's so funny. Somebody put up a thing the other day. They said it was the 8th anniversary of the first day of taping of Lucha Underground.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
2014. Yeah.
I miss Lucha Underground, man. I really do.
I mean, it was really great while we had it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you said, it's hard to go back and watch stuff now, because there was so much great stuff that was really in the moment.
Yes.
And and it was just you remember there's just huge, it's just thousands of people, watching and tweeting about it, and so it's just, that was great. It's funny too. I went and looked on the Dario Cueto Twitter account, and that tweet from where I asked, I was like, I wonder, what Son of Havoc did to piss off Dario Cueto so much, where he's been dogging him out so bad lately, and Dario said to me, he says, maybe he asked me too many questions on Twitter.
Actually, speaking of Lucha Underground, we've seen the evolution of Thunder Rosa. You think she's becoming problematic in AEW, or do you think AEW's got a hand in her so-called demise?
Who knows? I mean, we can only speculate, right?
Yeah. But, the thing is if for some reason she's become a problem, that's not, that doesn't go along with her history.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't put much weight into that kind of talk. You know,
Well, how do you bury your own champion? I don't get that.
James, this company does. Imagine, just think to yourself, what is the worst thing I can do in any given situation? And you're like, I'm gonna do that. That's this company.
The whole thing with the Rosa, this whole thing with CM Punk and Ace Steel and the Elite and this and that press conference was ridiculous. I don't know if that was a work, that was real. Who knows?
Didn't we find out just like late in the week that the Tony Storm was shooting and during that press conference on Thunder Rosa as well?
Yeah. She was saying if she's really hurt. Apparently, Thunder Rosa asked for time off, and she was denied. And supposedly she asked for her release, and she was denied. Supposedly she's hurt again, and now she hasn't been back to work. And they're just like and they're just shitting on her. That's awesome. That's a great company right there.
You know, the apparently, you know, her husband, Brian Cervantes, you know, he squashed the rumor that she asked for her release.
Right. But at least some things are starting to come out to be say, hey, that's bullshit. This is true. Yeah. You know? Just this AEW's you're no good. It's not good. It's not. CM Punk. I'm just tired of it already. If it's a work, it's a shoot, who cares? I'm just tired of it.
Well, I mean, if they've hired a third party to you know look into the matter,
yeah,
you know, it's not a work.
Well, no, not the stuff that actually happened, but I mean, like him going out to the, you know, the press conference and really getting into it there, and you know.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like Pedro said. I mean, you got the man in charge is sitting right there. You know, letting you know Punk say all this stuff.
My deal about that whole situation. So, from everything we're hearing, all these parties backstage could see that the Punk group and the Elite group had bad feelings building, right?
Right.
So apparently, multiple people could see that something was building up between these groups. So you have to assume that Tony Khan, since he's around everything, was aware that there is this bad situation building up for a long while. So does he squash it before we get to the point of this pay-per-view? Does he do anything to squash this heat between these parties?
Or does he fan the flames?
You
know? Or does he fan the flames to hope to get something good?
So, yeah, I know my internet's going.
Yeah.
No, we're still here. I'm still hearing you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, I was just going to say, if Tony Khan doesn't do anything to squash.
Now you're out.
Yeah, Pedro's internet's like garbage today. It's pure pee-pee caca.
Well, you know, once again, you know, to me, it's like a bunch of, you know, third graders.
I give up internet.
Don't worry, Pedro.
We're hearing you give up. You know, but I mean, honestly, you know, I'm not on anybody's side, but you know, I do know that, you know, if you're management, you can't act like that.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, you can't go looking for fights, you know, and you're an executive of a company, you know. I mean, and literally, you know, Pedro, it was your point, you know, like you were saying earlier. It's Tony Khan for not teaching these people how to act like, managers are getting somebody else to teach him how, because apparently he doesn't know either. But I mean, when I became the delivery manager of the one of the beverage companies I worked for, I mean, they sent me to 3-day seminar, and then every month after that, I had phone seminars that I had to listen to and to keep up with what was going on. And
yeah, that's because you actually got trained into being in management.
Exactly.
Instead of just being slapped a sticker on your desk. Oh, you're the executive vice president right now.
Right. So, I mean, if these guys didn't get any training, if you don't prepare people to succeed, you're setting them up to fail.
Yeah.
And if you do nothing, you're still setting them up to fail. So you have to be proactive. You have to, everybody everywhere has got to do it, and it's just, it's just how the world works. And when you have management go after people, I mean, it's got all those bad connotations, just like we've seen with other interactions where, when somebody's, abusing their power, that's just in any kind of situation, whether it be a personal or, sexual harassment or anything, that person in power is ultimately the one at fault.
Right.
So all this stuff has got to fall on the Bucks and Omega for either instigating it or making it worse, or making it, some kind of situation where, things were thrown and whatever. And I don't give a shit if Omega did save somebody's cat. Who the fuck?
How about Ace Steel's actions?
Wrestling event. That's not named Teddy Hart, okay?
Pedro, you still with us?
Shit, man. Yeah. I ain't hear nothing being said. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Pedro.
Yes.
Okay. Are you still with us? Are you drifting off in the Twilight Zone?
I am angrily still here.
The hamster wheel is stopping, ladies and gentlemen. The hamster wheel is stopping.
I'm like, is it worth me saying anything? I don't know.
No, go for it. Try to see what happens.
It's just try to see what happens. How fast will it get cut off? I don't know. Does anyone want to get bit? Then who knows?
Rabies.
Oh no! I was just gonna say, Zeus, I missed the stuff you were saying, but basically, I feel like when it comes to the pyramid of responsibility in this situation, Tony Khan's at the top because he's the boss. The buck stops with you, and what I was trying to say earlier is everyone could see that some situation was coming from what people are saying, so he had lots of chances to deal with this as an authority figure, but he doesn't act as an authority figure. So since he has a failure as a leader, you get these situations building up, right?
Yep.
So then right under him are the EVPs, right? The elite. So I feel like they're trying to sort of use an excuse of like, well, we just went in there. We didn't physically start the fight. And we don't know what happened, right? But even if that's the case, they know there's this guy fired up. You got this asshole, fragile ego dude, CM Punk.
Yeah.
And he's fired up. And you're going to just bust into his room. It's going to start something. Like when you deal with people and that they have triggers for things, and regardless if people should have the trigger or not, if this personality has a trigger for something, like if James and I went to Zeus and we were like, man, Stan Lee's was the was the best.
Yeah, Stan Lee was the man, and Jack Kirby sucked.
Right?
And then we expect Zeus to sit there and smack the shit out of us.
Well, like,
Amigo rape, you know.
So like you know, they know barging into the room or whatever, however they want to spin that they did it. They know it's going to result in some reaction. So it starts to feel. Oh, well, I was saying that them barging into the room, they know it's going to cause a reaction of some kind.
Right, they're provoking it.
Right.
Yeah, even if they don't physically.
Right, even if they didn't start
the right, they know they're.
Yeah. I like that analogy, Pedro. It's like you and I go. I like that analogy. It's like you and I going over to Zeus and saying Stanley was the man and Jack Kirby was. Pedro.
That's going to cause a problem.
Yeah, right. Right. It's like saying that to you and not expecting any of you to do anything about it. You know, that's ridiculous. So, again, it goes back to what you said, Zeus. That's like a bunch of third graders, you know?
Right.
So it's, I don't know.
But some of the third graders are on the safety patrol.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
And, I mean, and back to my pyramid. Also, what Zeus was saying was earlier was the EVPs, their management, but they're acting like talent, or like they're just the boys when they're.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Tony Khan is becoming Eric Bischoff? All he wants to be is one of the boys.
No.
No.
Oh no, he's got this. This Messiah complex, and he thinks he was calling it. He was like alluding that he understands what Jim Crockett was going through, except that he has a lot more money than Jim Crockett had.
He had no fucking clue what Jim Crockett was going through. Let me tell you something. That man, that's an asinine statement. I'm sorry.
Like,
Tony Khan is Herb Abrams.
Yeah.
He's closer.
All that's missing is the naked cocaine body.
That's the best. That is the best analogy yet. Comparison.
Herb Abrams is brutal.
On my pyramid thing, Punk is still responsible for stuff because he's acting unprofessionally, especially at that press conference. He's being super unprofessional. Tony Khan is failing, like we mentioned at the earlier at the top of the pyramid, because he's not cutting off this dude shitting all over the company and his boss right next to the boss at this press conference.
Yeah.
Like, but still, Punk is an employee, and he is shitting on the place he works publicly, doing that to his boss and his coworkers and this and that, et cetera, et cetera. But he's a fragile ego dude, right? I mean, it's just what he is. So it's no surprise. Every responsible for.
I don't know if it's part of his character.
BS. When people take sides, there's no take. They're all a bunch of children. So
right. I don't know if it's part of Punk's character or if it's really who he is, but he seems to me like a type of man that he takes absolutely zero accountability for what he says or his actions, none whatsoever. Like there's zero accountability with CM Punk. Everybody else's fault. No, I haven't done anything wrong.
Right.
You know, and that's the mind of a child. You know? Horrible. Meanwhile, Triple H keeps putting on his shows are getting better. The new WWE seems to be working little by little. It's not perfect, far from it, but it's starting to get there. It's working in the right direction.
Am I still on, or
You're still on?
Pedro, can you hear us?
Yeah, the last thing I heard sounded like James said you're like quote unquote you're fired, and then I had a bunch of space and I was laughing about. I was did James fire me, or did he fire my internet?
You fired your hamsters.
I fired your hamsters. I said they were no good. I told you stop. I told you stop feeding your hamsters Walmart food. So just stop it because they're not responding well.
Greater value is greater value, Jay.
If I'd have lived, back in North Carolina, if I'd have lived, any closer to Walmart, I could have used their damn, their free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right.
Oh, right.
In my house,
Greater value.
This is something
better
off. But I don't have these issues when I use the Streamlabs for Twitch.
You
Not
did
as
have
much.
them last night.
Yeah, I did. That's true.
I think did you reboot your internet before you decided to do the StreamYard today?
No.
I think you should reboot it right before you start this every week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just to give it a fresh little,
crispy.
Yeah.
I think you should do that and restart your computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
When was the last time you restarted your computer?
Say what?
When was the last time you restarted your computer?
Well, I turn off my computer every night.
Okay.
But
Is it off or is it on sleep?
no, I turn it off.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I think you should hold a retirement party for your hamsters and get young, fresh ones.
Man,
I'm telling you.
The hamster internet's dying.
I didn't get to say anything about the Thunder Rosa deal.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think there's something about the environment in AEW where everyone comes in and becomes a worse version of themselves. I don't know what it is, but we see it happen with so many people that I feel it's safe to say it is a true reality. Something about AEW, people come in and they become worse versions.
Yeah, I mean, her reaction could be the fact that she's getting buried, and with the whole thing with the sandbagging, and then the sandbagging T-shirts and all that shit. I mean, it could all be a reaction to what they're doing.
Look at what she was doing immediately before AEW. Look at her NWA title run.
Yeah, she was doing it.
She was having those matches with various people. She had that match. She had two matches. What's her name? Sienna?
Yeah, Sienna. Even the match with Malia was decent. Decent,
But it was.
So she was doing.
It pulled you in, though. I mean, it was very timely, capitalized on. On the popularity, on her role, and it was a very good moment.
People. I've seen a lot of AEW criticism saying that she's terrible on the mic, but we didn't really complain about her mic skills before AEW.
No,
we didn't complain about her charisma before AEW.
No.
So there's something about AEW where people become like a lazier, worse version of themselves. Her work has gotten much worse since joining AEW.
That match where her and Britt Baker at the pay-per-view I went to, I forgot the name of the stupid pay-per-view. That was one of the worst matches I've seen in a long time. It was horrible.
But you may recall, but before that pay-per-view, James, I was saying on this show that her work had declined.
Yeah, yes, I
already
remember that.
before that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And that the one match everyone loves between her and Britt Baker with all the the weapons and stuff, I shat all over that match on our show because it was awful.
Yeah, I think the cage match was worse.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
the cage
caca.
match was terrible. Yeah,
Uh,
I did unfortunately watch that. But I'm not trying to slam her or anything. It's just a thing. Look at Cesaro, James.
Well, the work environment is not
no, it's not.
If what is with this place, everyone just gets lazy. I think because you don't have to do so much, everyone will just cheer and praise you for anything.
well, and then like look at Taya. Taya probably could have gone there,
Yeah.
but she hasn't. She went back to Impact. And now she's kind of floating around there in NWA and
NWA, yeah.
yeah, and then Deanna.
Actually, she's got a title match coming up, doesn't she, in NWA?
What?
Does Ty have a title match coming up in NWA?
Yeah, another one. Yeah, now
Yeah.
she's number one contender again.
Yeah.
She already lost to her one time on pay-per-view. So I don't get that.
Mhm.
But, good for her. I hope she wins it because Camille's not exactly, great.
Oh,
But
did like does it benefit anyone to be ending?
It's like listen to the scat man.
Did y'all hear me?
Pedro,
Or, I don't know.
Hey, Zeus, I think Pedro's trying to steal my gimmick. I stutter. Come on, what the hell?
No, I was saying, does it benefit anyone to be NWA anything at this point in time?
No, not in 2020.
Not really. No, not in 2022, as Zeus said. No, not really. But it's better than the else. I mean, like a lot of people might choose the NWA just for the simple fact that they don't want to deal with the AEW headache. And it's turning out to be a headache for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, they don't, they're not known to have a lot of money.
No, but but do they tie any that type of money? I mean, I'm sure her and Morrison are smart with their money.
Well, they
Who
just
knows
produced
about
a
that?
movie.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
might need some
another
money.
movie that they did it all on their own. So,
Yeah.
it's not, that's expensive, especially if you're doing it on your own.
Yeah. I mean, you got Mia Yim's in Impact. I'm sure she's not worried because Keith Lee's making money in AEW.
I mean,
it really is. It's a huge shit show.
It is. It's become one.
it's I forget, I should say, that it's a business, and that these people, sometimes we're like, oh, don't go there. It's a sucky place, in terms of presentation and creative and blah blah blah. But you got the cocaine Tony with the money, so.
And
I like the arguments I used to get into with people saying that AEW is this generation's WCW, and I just laugh
yeah,
because
no,
it's not even close.
yeah, but like just as a for instance, so I delivered beverages, and I worked for two different ones, and but we would see each other, we would see the drivers and people from the other companies. And when you're waiting to get checked in at grocery stores, or you're in grocery stores putting your stuff up, and you talk, you get to see these people and you talk to them, you find out the good and bad of everywhere. Because like sometimes people are like at one company, oh man, I'm tired of this, they're running me ragged, blah blah blah. And it's like, man, y'all don't seem to work as much. It's like, yeah, well, we're not getting paid as much.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to deal with the good and bad of every, every single different place that's out there. I mean, WWE's looking good because apparently, everybody's excited. Triple H is in charge, and seem to be going well. But
I don't
I mean,
know.
how long is that going to last too?
It does it look like it's going well because the rest of wrestling is in the shitter?
No. I would say yes, Pedro. I would say yes, but I made a point to watch the product lately, and it's significantly better. Is it great? No, but it's significantly better than what it was under Vince. A lot better. The in-ring, the storytelling now, the use of the talent that they have, it's significantly better.
But what's the most important thing? It's just like what we're talking about. It's the work atmosphere.
Right.
People that are there are much happier, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it comes off to me.
They don't have an old man trying to sexually abuse them. Yeah.
Man.
Right?
Pedro, how you doing over there, buddy?
This internet. Oh,
I'm gonna get Pedro a banjo so he can play like a banjo because he's got like that.
just turn this
banjo
on to
in
make a
there.
frowny face. But hey, can y'all?
Was that a frog blowing bubbles? I can't make it out because the picture thing froze. It froze.
What's going on? Oh, it's his album cover.
Oh, is his album cover?
Yeah, Toady Blue Bubbles.
Oh, Toady Blue Bubbles. Okay.
Yeah,
My new album out on September 9th. Okie doke. On Bandcamp.
That was
And
you.
this one time at Bandcamp, Pedro released an album. Texas Spaniard played me an album.
Texas.
Oh my God, wrestling!
James, yeah, you were saying
I don't watch
that.
anything anymore. This, all this shit right here.
Hey, Zeus.
Yeah.
So last Saturday, Zeus and I got together and we talked for a while, like we
We're
would.
just shooting the shit.
Oh, cool! I probably worked out better than with the internet going on right now. But yeah, go ahead.
It did actually, yeah. But it's funny. We were both shitting on the wrestling right now. We were like, oh yeah, it's I was Zeus. I was telling you. Remember, I was like, people are saying this stuff. I know James is excited, etc. But then I watch and like the in-ring stuff. I said like the presentation's improving, but then I see the in-ring and it's still no go for me.
Right.
So I told Zeus this on Saturday. So then we get off the thing. We jump off the deal, and then I saw something that Walter and Sheamus were the match was starting. So I decided
from Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, so I decided to put
was
it on.
a good match.
Because I was waiting for Stephanie was getting ready, so I was waiting. It was taking a long time, so I put it on. And my brother Larry and Larry was coming in and out of the room. We were watching this match, and I was freaking out. And I'm freaking out because they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they brutalized each other. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, just like an hour ago, I was just like, oh, the in-ring is shit now. And then it's Walter, of course, bringing me back in. But I remind myself, this is just like an anomaly currently.
Yeah. Well, I definitely see your point, Pedro, because every time we get excited about something, it turns into shit. Because it's happened time and time again. But as I've said I've said it since day one. Vince he became a detriment to his own business, and the minute he gets out of there, the product has nowhere else up to go but up, and it's starting to get in that direction again. The in-ring product, Clash of the Champ at the Castle, it was actually a pretty decent show because I watched the whole thing. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. Everybody was into it. It was good stuff. I mean, outside of the ridiculous finishes here and there, the in-ring work was okay, and you're like, okay, it's getting better. It's getting better. You don't see ridiculousness anymore.
We'll see.
You can only hope it gets better. I'm excited because it has to get better. It has to.
No. Yeah. I was like, James, the trend is the other way.
I know what you guys are saying, but I mean, don't you think it has to at this point?
Like, have you paid attention to the movies and TV and everything else going on? Do you not notice the trend is downwards, not upward?
I know.
It's upwards in praise. It's upwards in praise and hyperbole, but it's downwards in actual quality.
When Top Gun gets 96 on fucking Rotten Tomatoes, then you know something wrong. I'm like, the new Top Gun got 96%. Really?
And now I'm not trying to pick fights here. Okay, I'm not trying to pick fights.
Yeah.
But my brother Larry made me watch that Prey movie.
Okay.
And yeah, that is a steaming bear poop
no,
in the woods.
It is not.
It is a piece of poop. It's on fire even. It's flaming poop. So I again don't trust what people say when it comes to stuff. Because then I watch it and it's shit. And
I thought the only mistake they did in that movie was they didn't release the version that was supposed to be released with them talking in full Comanche.
There are multiple mistakes.
What movie are we talking about?
It's that Predator movie, Prey.
Oh.
It's a piece of garbage.
No, it's not. Pedro.
It is totally. It is. And you know what, James? It is. It is garbage. It is totally garbage. I'm sorry.
What were you expecting then?
I see. This is the thing.
What were you?
I expect actual quality. I expect actual quality.
It's a science fiction movie about a monster from space chasing down a fucking Indian.
I don't have a problem.
Native American with no weapons. So what do you expect?
Like the thing, chasing down a fucking Native American. I want to see your version of the movie now. That sounds better than the movie we fucking got. The movie we fucking got was a bunch of ridiculousness. I was just like, give me a fucking break. So many things. I was just like, fuck this shit. They think
make you want to laugh like Billy from the first movie.
Oh man, I saw so many people saying, "Oh, I want a version where the Predator is against samurais," and I was just like, "No, I'm good."
I like the Predator design. I like the creature itself. I like that it was feral. It was stripped back. I dug that. I thought that was hot.
I do wish they had released the version with the practical effects only, because I know they filmed it with practical effects and then they glossed it over with the shitty CGI.
Yeah, they filmed the whole entire movie with practical effects, and then some idiot decided to go back and we put some CGI over here and over here and over here. Oh, that's what I mentioned the first time I talked to you guys about it.
I know.
It was like the CGI blur wasn't doing it for me,
Oh man, can you imagine filming a whole movie with practical effects and then you're like, let's cover it all up?
Well, and then they'd filmed it all in the Native American language, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And they didn't release that. They released them just talking the dialogue.
Yeah, and what was funny about that, James, is that they just sound like teenagers.
Well, yeah, because they
just sound like
they
sound
were
like
just
teenagers
supposed,
today, like
right.
teenagers. Today,
They were
yeah.
just supposed to be going through the dialogue just for the sake of going through the
Yeah.
dialogue. So this way it can match up. You know what I'm saying?
James, I will say this: I did not hold the acting against the movie. I went in knowing that there was these two versions filmed
Right.
or whatever. So
Right.
I went in knowing this. I did not hold the acting against them. Like I laughed about it a little bit just because there are points where it's supposed to be dramatic or something. And you have someone being like, yeah,
Right.
like totally. I mean, basically, like. But that
why did they
wasn't a
release
detriment.
that version of it? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it made no sense because you could tell that they're just going through
There's
the
a lot
motions
that
in the
didn't make
dialogue. You know,
There's a lot that didn't make sense in this movie, James. But
it's a fucking Predator movie. It's not the Godfather. Okay.
it's
Yeah, but if you weigh the first two versus the last three.
Well, the last three were pure. I mean, that last movie was the Predator was absolutely atrocious.
Well, I'm including the Prey in there.
Oh,
Zeus, you may like Prey. Okay,
I've seen scenes from it, and the action looks okay. I mean, that's all I can say. And I like the way the creature looks.
Yeah, he looks awesome, man. He's feral. You know, he's feral.
I like the skull mask and the.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember? Is it Tropical Thunder? That comedy?
Tropic Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Robert Downey Jr. tells the one guy, like, don't go full XYZ?
Yeah, retard.
Yeah, I was trying not to say that. Seriously.
I mean, that's what he said. Hey, look,
That's
damn
what he
it.
said.
I was just
what he
referencing
said.
it without saying the word. Damn it.
That's what he said. Go ahead.
Yeah, for
never go full retard.
For the finish, for the finish of this movie to work, the Predator basically has to go full retard for the finish of this movie to work.
Like I said, I get it. There's issues with the movie, but it's not
It's garbage.
It's not garbage.
I was so
if you
like,
take out the finish, Pedro, and if you put in one that makes sense, then it's actually a good movie.
I mean, that girl's dead long before we even get to the finish. Let me put that. Not even from the Predator. She's dead from the French people long ago.
Yeah.
If we're making this a serious movie,
They should have changed the finish where that she reveals that she's a mutant at the end, and Charles Xavier comes from her. Like, Charles Xavier's descendant comes from her or some shit. Because that's how she survives. That's the only way. She got fucking Wolverine's healing factor.
But don't even remind me about the fucking the bear trap shit. She shakes that shit off like nothing.
Like nothing. It was like
the Predator, James, the Predator can't even shake it off. No. I'm like, give me a break. I was like, give me a break with it. I know there's certain things that, whatever, but I know,
I went into this movie with zero expectations and I came out enjoying it. It's a good ride. I watched it twice. It's mindless summer viewing at its best. That's it.
We're doing Siskel and Ebert right now because James is the one, and I'm over here going like, and this was a piece of garbage.
Because I'm not expecting, I am not expecting Shakespearean actor and like intricate dialogue. I'm expecting mindless summer viewing, eating my popcorn, drinking a Diet Coke. Okay, that's all I want. That's all I want. I don't want to think. I want to be entertained, and I was entertained. Now,
I'm happy you were entertained by this terrible movie.
Are there issues with this movie? Absolutely. You have to suspend disbelief? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's better than a piece of shit that they put up before, The Predator. That was horrible.
Is this not what we were just saying about the wrestling? That everything is so bad that we're just comparing things that are marginally less offensive?
It could be. SmackDown last night was pretty good as compared to everything else going on today. It's Prey.
Hey,
But James, yeah, no problem with that.
have y'all seen Uncharted
What?
yet?
I haven't seen this news. I heard people say don't bother.
What
No,
was it? I didn't hear what it was. What was
Uncharted.
it?
Uncharted. I'm a huge
Wasn't that a
fan of the
game?
game. Yeah, I have all the
It's a
games. I have all
movie?
the Uncharted games. Yeah, it's a movie
Yes.
with
Marky Mark and
yeah.
Spider-Man.
With
Yeah.
Marky Mark?
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I have not. I literally did not know this was a movie. I knew it was some
Yeah.
kind of game.
I have all the games. Uncharted. Yeah.
He,
Tell us.
The
he's
whole
doing
story of Nathan Drake.
hardcore in this that you think he's fucking Spider-Man still.
Really?
Yeah, except he just doesn't whine as much. I'm cold.
Everybody told me don't watch this movie. It was horrible, and I'm dying to see it. Is it that
I
bad,
won't
Zeus?
spoil it for you, but there's some shit at the end where you just, I just like,
Is it that bad?
just watching it, and it's like I was like eating food, and I was like, I just took my fork and just threw it into the trash can. I'm like, well, I just stick my face in the plate and just eat it off there.
Is that bad, Zeus? Is that bad?
It just, okay, so it makes the Fast and the Furious movies look like documentaries. Okay.
Yeah, and before someone like
totally
every movie is a
believe
documentary.
That The Rock's character can hold onto a tow truck and a chain to a helicopter. I'm so cool with that. After watching this fucking movie.
I love the games, man. I love Uncharted is one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. I have all of them. I love them. But that movie, I heard everybody keeps telling me don't watch it. Zeus, nah. I think Zeus is gonna make me watch it now after that description because now I got to see this.
Oh, sure. It's really obvious, James, that you love watching train wrecks.
Yeah.
Oh. But you know what? We all like bad movies. Well, all of us like bad movies. Even when I say like Prey, to me it was a piece of garbage, and I'm like, so many times like, what is this shit? What is this bullshit? Blah blah blah. But we like that, don't we? In a way, don't we kind of enjoy to be angered by bad media?
Well, yeah. I did
watch Dracula, so
yeah. Oh, Zeus, I saw a Dark Side of the Shark or a fucking Shark Side of the Moon.
Oh yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, that movie is atrocious. But it's so good. I loved it though. I was laughing halfway through.
When you're watching them and nobody they can't even get in synchronized ways of running across the moon.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was bad.
James, I wish you had Letterboxd. I wish you were doing Letterboxd, and we had a weekly thing where we compare the ratings to our movies.
Well, there's a few movies I want to see now. I want to see Barbarian. I heard that's a good horror movie now. I heard it changed the things. There's a few things I want to see. I saw Honk for Jesus.
What was it?
Honk for
You ever
Jesus.
seen Honk? Yeah, Honk for Jesus. It's on. I think it's streaming on Peacock now. It's with Regina Hall, and actually her, Shirley Kane Brown. They play like the pastors and the pastors.
Predator, who's the
Right.
government guy.
Right. They play pastors and the pastor's wife of the mega church.
Yes.
A la Joe Osteen or Jim and Tammy Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's good. It's funny. It's funny.
James, I have a confession to make.
Go ahead.
Okay, I saw the thumbnail for that, and I legitimately thought it was some reality show.
It's the point of the movie. It's about a reality show crew actually following them around.
Oh,
You know?
I have not seen a trailer. Okay, I've not seen a trailer. All I've seen is the thumbnail. We lost Zeus.
Yeah.
It's his device is not connected. But I just saw the thumbnail and I just went, oh, it's some reality show.
No, it's actually kind of funny because it's satire. It's satire, you know?
Right.
So, but I thought it was good, you know?
It's funny. Like I gave Prey a half a star, not even of 1 star.
Oh my God, Pedro, that's disgusting. It deserves at least 2 stars just for the makeup on the Predator alone.
Fuck that! Fuck.
This is cool. What are you kidding
I'm not even
me?
giving that 1 star. Not even.
That's the best looking Predator since the first time we saw Predator.
No. I don't know, man. No. I'm like,
I believe it is. I mean,
I'm trying to find Casey's ratings because he rated it much higher than I did.
Well, yeah, because he
gave it 4 stars.
You have this unreachable expectation level of all movies that have to reach the level of Pedro that's almost impossible to reach, especially if it's a science fiction movie. You know, level of Pedro is like so high, it's like ridiculous.
What did you think of Thor: Love and Thunder or whatever it was?
That's a piece of shit.
Do you want to know what Casey gave that movie?
What?
4 stars.
That movie deserves 1 star. Okay, it looked like somebody took a box of Crayola crayons and colored Thor and Lady Jane's fucking outfit.
Okay, what about that Doctor Strange movie? What did you watch that?
It's 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars. Casey gave it 5 stars.
No.
I think one of my points with a lot of movie stuff and just anything, movies, TV, wrestling, music, blah, blah, there's a lot of recency bias. A lot of people want things in the now to just be like awesome. They just want to be like, oh, it's awesome. I
get that.
At the moment is awesome when it's really not. Like I feel years from now, you will maybe stumble upon this movie and be like, oh, wow, oh, I said
no,
what? Oh.
I've learned in my I don't know about you, but I've learned in my viewing habits that if I stumble upon a movie years after I've seen it, and I would say 8 times out of 10, I would say, you know what? That's not as bad as I originally thought. It's rare that I go, oh my God, that was a horrible piece of shit. What the fuck was I thinking when I watched this movie? I give you a perfect example. Okay? I give you a perfect example. Hellraiser.
The first one?
Yep. Hellraiser, the very first one. I thought this movie's nothing but gore. It sucks. Right? I watched it 5 years later and I'm like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. And I watched it again, and then I got it.
I've been wanting to rewatch that one because I haven't seen it.
Because the first time you watch it, you are shocked by the gore.
I used to like the second one the best, but I haven't seen any of them in like decades now.
No, Zeus, the Predator sucked the first time I watched it, and it sucked now. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. To me, Hellraiser just, was really, it was the gore made it uncomfortable to watch, but I mean, I was totally freaked out by the Cenobites, just that, because we'd never seen people that were so, they wanted to hurt you, forever and make, and they were, it's just kind of a new character, and sadly there's been a million rip-offs and lifting,
real low budget ones too, really horrible low budget fucking sequels and bad rip-offs. Even the one from House on even the rip-off from was it Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah,
ever seen the movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah,
actually with Thor, that was one of the worst rip-offs of all time. It's not a square box; it's a round cube, it's a round sphere, and he has he has the razor blades going in the opposite direction of the original Cenobite. So I was like, wow, that really sucks. So I mean, they're bad, but that's my point though. The very first time you saw it, everybody was enamored with the Cenobites and the gore, so that you were like, wow, that shit was like crazy. But you did. But then, if you asked me 5 minutes after I watched it, what was it about? I couldn't tell you because I was so enamored with the Cenobites.
Yeah.
James, I find I find in my experience, rewatching movies is not always the most rewarding thing. Sometimes
I can agree with that.
They don't live up to the first viewing.
Yeah.
Some movies do get better, and then some movies don't. So if to me it's like 50-50. I can't say I have a more experience with one. Like I'll give you a one that makes me sad. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Stephanie and I used to love the original Halloween.
That's a fucking classic movie.
The original Halloween. But the more times we've seen it through the years, we like it less.
Really?
Like the last time we saw it, we were like, it's really not so great. Like we find our appreciation is dropping the more times we've been exposed to it. Which is crazy. It's
crazy because that movie shows you that you don't need not one drop of blood to be shown as for it to be scary. That's an actual scary movie. Wow.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you guys a question then. What did you think the first time you saw John Carpenter's The Thing?
Oh
man, I loved it, but I haven't seen that movie in decades. That's another one I haven't seen in decades.
Yeah, that's really scary, and that's for me. The practical effects are the scariest part,
right?
Because when you get sucked in there, and because I believe the first time I watched that was at night with the lights out.
Oh,
that's the wrong thing to do.
Right. And so you're really sucked into this world. You feel, I think it might have even been in the wintertime.
Right.
So it's like it's cold outside, you understand, like for me, it was a real visceral experience. And like I said, it was very, late at night. I did all the wrong things, but that gave me the best experience, and I have not rewatched that one many times. I probably only watched it like 2 or 3 times total.
I thought that movie got better each time I watched it. Even the acting has gotten better. It has. And that movie was ripped apart. I mean, ripped apart, shredded the first time it came out.
Really?
Because it came out because it came out the same year as E.T. And everybody loved E.T., but everybody hated The Thing.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that thing the thing that was still a remake too.
Right. This first one was The Thing from Another Planet. Right. That was 1951 with James Arness playing The Thing.
Yeah. There's another movie I haven't seen in decades, the original one.
Yeah, I like the original. I thought it was good. So it's. I think movies. I think it's all subjective. It's like art, because it's all subjective. I'm gonna like something, you're not gonna like. I go into certain movies where like I have certain expectations. Okay, I expect this to be a certain way. And then there are movies like Prey where I have my expectations set on 0, especially after the last installment of the franchise was complete and utter pure pee caca. It was caca.
Yeah.
It is
okay.
James.
Okay. So I thought I enjoyed Prey. It was a fresh take.
Prey is caca too, James.
I like the feral predator. I like the feral predator. I think it was the best design since the original.
Well, the second one was still basically the same as the first.
Exactly, it's the same as Act 1.
I mean, it's not
They
exact.
used the same.
I mean, but it's,
No, but they said that they molded it from the same exact suit as the first one.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, they still have the same guy as the Predator.
Yeah,
Too, so
you know. So it wasn't, and then the rest became CGI. So,
Man. There's
as much as I'm a huge Alien guy, and you both guys both know I love Aliens and Alien, and anything that has to do with Alien versus Predator was a complete abomination.
it was never going to live up to the comics. That's the problem.
No, never.
Yeah.
And I've seen that movie at least. I mean, I own like 7 different versions of it.
What?
And I've watched. I have.
probably rewatched Alien versus Predator a lot.
Right. I watched the director's cut. I watched the animated cut. I watched the laserdisc version with all the extras. I watched this. I watched that. Your mother, your father, all of it. And it just doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. I find myself, I just find myself rooting for Lance Henriksen to die sooner. That's it. Like fuck it, just get out of that movie faster. That's it. So it all depends. But I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Pedro. I think Prey is worth a shot. It's definitely.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you. It is a piece of garbage.
You disagree with me.
You disagree with me. I disagree with you.
I disagree with you. I'm gonna go outside and walk my dog. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I don't have any dogs, but
yeah, it's like
we have enough neighborhood dogs to.
Now I got to see Uncharted now. I purposely stood away from that movie, Zeus. I purposely stood away from it.
At least it makes not Uncharted.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, it what's that? That last Netflix movie with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot and
The Rock.
And The Rock, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name of it. Yeah,
Red something.
Did Red Notice?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a James Bond-ish, type of movie compared to Uncharted.
I heard Uncharted actually made Tomb Raider look like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. The way I ever have it in my head of the Tomb Raider movies is kind of like, you remember the Marvel movies that were like the Ghost Rider and Fantastic Four. It's like, well, at least you tried, Right. It wasn't a good try, but I mean, they at least put some money into it. So that's
right. I mean, I can watch Tomb Raider on a Sunday afternoon. Like I can have it on in the background. That's fine. Because I won't pay that much attention to it.
I'd still, like whenever, like if I want to see Angelina Jolie, I'll watch Hackers again for the 7 millionth time because I love that fucking movie.
Right. I mean, Pedro. Nothing compares to the cinematic masterpiece that Blade is. I get that.
God.
I get that. Come on, man.
Which one had Triple H in it?
The third.
The third one, Blade Trinity.
I mean, it's weird that I think I saw the first one, and I think I saw the third one both in the theaters. So I guess I didn't see the second one in the theaters. I saw it at home. But it's weird that I saw these movies in theaters and I didn't.
I don't think I saw the third one in the theater.
I didn't see.
My brother Larry and I went to these, so yeah, I remember.
I saw the first Blade in the theater. I remember because it was a midnight showing, so that was cool. But I don't remember the second two. Hey, come on, Pedro. Blade is the greatest Marvel movie ever made. What? Come on.
I mean, I really don't know what the answer is to that one. What's the best Marvel movie?
Blade.
But it's Blade.
The first X-Men movie was crap. Okay, that fucking Wolverine hairpiece looked ridiculous. Whole thing with whole thing with Wolverine not knowing who Sabretooth was stupid. He was like, "What's a Sabretooth?" Like, really? No, it just doesn't make sense. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Blade.
But if we ever had a Markout Mania film festival, the film festival would just be all 3 Blade movies.
I put that first Blade up movie against anything Marvel put out. It's awesome.
I mean, I've had, y'all know, I've had such severe burnout on all these superhero fucking movies. I just don't care.
Well, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, Pedro. I mean,
No, here's the thing. I don't have to take it at all.
True, right, exactly. But if you're gonna watch it, right.
I don't have to. Oh.
But here's the thing too. It's like, because you never really, you weren't a big comic book collector, right?
Oh, we were. We were huge. Yeah, we were. We were past tense. We were huge. But
you see, because to me,
collectors, we collected a ton of comics. My brother into it from.
See, because like this kind of burnout with the movies, like what you're talking about, it is a lot that, like, I remember going through when they were doing crossovers in comics.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
It's like, do I really need to buy ROM to follow Secret Wars 2? Do I really need to follow Secret Wars 2? But then
remember all the X-Men books you had to buy, Zeus? You had to buy X-Men classic. You had to buy X Factor, then Uncanny X-Men, then this X-Men.
Well, I mean, X Factor was really fucking good, so I was buying that.
Yeah.
But but when you had to buy Power Pack to
Power Pack.
Yeah, Power Pack. Right. Remember that? Yeah.
Christ, Power Pack. Yeah,
you're right.
I'll tell you, there were good. I mean, it's like for like a 10-year-old, that wasn't a terrible book, but for if you were older than about 12, it wasn't.
I'll tell you what killed comic book collecting for me was one, when manga became more available and I got more introduced to it. It was so much more connected with me, so much stronger where I was in that point in time, and comics were like already getting worse. They're getting, towards the mid 90s or so. I was kind of on stuff they were doing. So it was so easy to just be like, and then go into manga. And then, when you could start getting manga on the internet and stuff, it was like, oh.
I think for me, it was when the market got flooded and everybody was coming out with everything. And it now, what made the X-Men special was that they were the only mutants on Earth. And now every other comic had mutants in it. And now every other comic had this in it. And now every other comic was attached to this comic, which was attached to that comic, which was attached to this comic. It was all flooded. And then all of a sudden, like all your favorite artists and writers were all over the place. They were at Image. They was at Valiant. They were at this. They were at that. Dark Horse, whatever. I think that to me turned me off. It did. I was like, oh, yeah. But then, then you had that second wave underneath where all these people are starting to get better. Then, like even the John Byrne stuff. I mean, all of us are big fans of Byrne. And then, like after he started doing the X-Men, even that tanked. It was like, wow, really? So it was right before that second wave where like things started getting good again. But that ended that first wave where everything would just hit the market and got flooded, and I was like, "That's it, I'm done." Because then, not for nothing, it got expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, price. Yeah, price did kill it a lot.
Yeah, price killed it because as I geared more towards like, I was collecting figures and Star Trek and this. I'm not paying $5 for this book where I paid 2 months ago was $2.50.
Well, I mean, that actually happened so I remember like when I started getting back into comics in 2004,
Yeah.
and like everything DC was still like $1.75,
Right.
and then it started, and then it like climbed up to $2 within a year, and then by the end of Brightest Day in the beginning of New 52, everything was $4.99. I was like,
Yeah, it got ridiculous. Yeah.
I can't afford to have a pull list or I can't spend $50 a month on,
Right. You're lucky you spent $50 because it'd be a lot more than that,
right.
A lot more than that, because especially books are $5. $50 you blow through like this fast in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's tough, because I wanted to be a fan of the New 52, but just like you said, as soon as I saw that price, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, that's when I just said the hell with it. And plus, I hated the New 52. I mean,
as I found out, the price saved me from getting into a shitty storyline. Yeah.
I mean, I started reading some of the things, and I was just like, I just, I didn't like that, because, if you just say you're going to reset the universe, just say that.
Yeah. You
kind of, it's just it's just too much crap. I was like, man, you ruined Connor Kent. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I don't even know. I
don't either. Well, no, was he alive in the New 52? He was.
At the beginning of it, but I mean, but at this point, where we are now, I mean.
Well, now it's Rebirth, so now who knows what the fuck they did with him? Because I haven't followed Rebirth at all. Yeah. I have no clue. No clue.
Afterbirth.
Right. You ever seen the movie Boomerang?
With Eddie Murphy and
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. That's forever ago, James.
Yeah. What was that? Great Burns. When Grace Jones plays that French star, and he goes, "I want to name my perfume Afterbirth." Yeah. So that's what reminded me when you said Afterbirth. That's the thing I thought of.
What was there's a song that was real big off that movie. What was it?
Yeah, there was a few of them actually. I don't remember.
Was it that PM Dawn song?
That was one of them, and there was somebody. There was another like an R&B song that was big too. But Afterbirth. Yeah.
Let me see this now.
Afterbirth. But yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten into Rebirth.
I Die Without You.
I Die Without You. There you go.
Pedro, I want to ask you. So, like, when you started reading manga, what were you reading?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
A lot of Rumiko Takahashi.
Okay.
Yurei Yatsura, Mai Sengoku.
What?
Yurei Yatsura, Mai Sengoku.
Mai Sengoku. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kimagure Orange Road.
No, I read that later, but that one was the anime. I saw the anime, but what were some other titles I was way into back then? There's a bunch of stuff I was way into. I have like some ancient, how Viz used to put out those single issues? They'd break the chapters up, and I have a ton of those things around somewhere.
Did the ones that I remember, like there was one from Viz that was called Xenon.
Oh yeah.
I love that. We were actually getting that when I was in high school, like 86, 87, I think. And then, of course, then the Appleseed hit, and
oh yeah, Appleseed.
Appleseed, yeah.
I mean, that
Dark Horse put that out, right?
Huh?
Dark Horse put that out here, right?
Not at first.
Oh. Okay.
At first, it was a Studio Proteus. I don't think it was.
No, the first one, Appleseed, wasn't put out by Dark Horse, was it? No.
Eclipse put it out first. But yeah, I love that
Eclipse
whole thing.
put it out.
Like Art Adams did a few covers for it, too, and
Art Adams was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and it was just like, and then because that's that was all Masamune Shiro, and that's and then we got the Black Magic M66, and we got the
I have 66. I used to like
the Psychic Girl. I used to read that one.
Tank Police.
Oh yeah,
Tank Police was the shit back in the day. What?
Do you remember one where there was a girl with dark hair and there was a shorter girl with blonde hair, and they were like police cops, and they'd go around in a car? It was like called Gunsmith and something.
Gunsmith Cats.
Yeah.
That was part of the Writing Bean universe. And that was done by the same guy who did the character designs for Bubblegum Crisis. Kenichi Sonoda. And he also did another manga. It was called Cannon God Zaxxon. And that was like it was this alien invasion of Earth that was really cool. It's kind of like V in a way.
I like V. I like. Don't laugh at me, guys. Don't laugh at me. I like the later version as well. I like the remake.
I never saw the remake. We were glued to the TV for the originals, though.
Yeah, the original was the shit. V was awesome.
Watched it with me.
Well, I was a big Morena Baccarin fan, so I love the second iteration of the series V. I mean, is it good as the first? No, but she's hot.
Zeus Cannon God Exacion, yeah. I was collecting that as well.
Hey, Pedro, I got a movie for you to watch. Halle Berry starring in the disaster flick called Moonfall. 5 stars, I bet you.
Oh my God! Is it about like never mind. I was gonna make a joke about her something with her butt because of moon. But. No.
I have zero expectations for that, but again, it's a Saturday afternoon, and it's just put on in the background.
Saturday. Hey, so so this is my birthday weekend, right?
Right. Yeah. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. My birthday's on Monday, right? So, a week or so ago, I was joking with Stephanie that I was gonna come up with a birthday film festival. I was gonna pick like 3 movies for us to watch or something.
Okay,
but I'm not going to do this actually. But
why not? Let's hear these 3 movies that you picked out.
Well, no, this was my question. If you could have a birthday film festival, it's like your birthday, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna, people are gonna watch, my friends or whatever, gonna watch these films I want them to see. What 3 movies are you gonna make them watch?
Wow.
Well, definitely. I would definitely say Hackers. Hackers. I
like Hackers. Hackers was good.
It's not. It's just like there's some things that are great about it, and some things that are not great. But overall, I just love it. I would also say Big Trouble in Little China.
Awesome flick.
And let's see.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. That's such an awesome flick. Old Jack Burton always says the check is in the mail.
That's right.
Man, I've been trying to get
your dues. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Check is in the mail.
I've been trying to get Stephanie to see that movie. She's never seen it.
What? That's
I want her to
sacrilege.
see. I haven't seen it in years, so I
Pedro,
want to
you're a bad
rewatch it.
boyfriend. Bad boyfriend.
I can watch Big Trouble.
I
in
want to
Little
rewatch it because
I can watch that every
I haven't
fucking
seen it
weekend.
in years.
That shit is awesome.
But so I've been wanting to rewatch it because I used to love it when I was a kid, but she's just very hesitant.
John Carpenter. Oh
Well, he didn't get a pass for everything. The Prince of Darkness.
no, I know. Oh, the Prince of Darkness. Come on, man. Sam Neill killed it, but the movie was garbage.
I really wanted that movie to be really good, and it's just not.
Mhm. What's your third movie, Zeus?
New internet.
Um,
What internet? Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Pedro, we hear you.
Me and the internet are feuding. Is all I
I'm
know.
telling you, you're losing.
I
am
because
totally
you said Prey
losing.
was
I'm-
garbage movie. It took revenge on you.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're speaking out against the stuff. But Zeus, you said Hackers, Big Trouble in Little China. What was the other one?
Of course, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard because there's so many subgenres and categories, and like how much way you want to go. Do you want to go really good like films, or do you want to go pop? Big, like have a big jar of popcorn in movies.
Yeah, see, and here's part of the deal. Like, are you trying to show them movies you think they haven't seen, or is it you want movies that you personally enjoy? Like, you want to have a good time, but then you're like, the movies you personally enjoy may not be movies everyone else is going to enjoy.
Right.
So, because like say a movie like Hausu, I love Hausu. I don't necessarily know if I can show this movie to everyone because there's so many naked 17-year-old girls in this movie. How am I going to show this movie to everyone?
I tell you what would be another good one that I think that would be fun would be to watch with those movies would be Rising Sun with
Sean Connery. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, that's a good flick.
and
Yeah, actually, I dug Rising Sun. That was all right.
And it's funny because like somebody was talking about Black Rain, and I tried to watch that again a couple months ago because I was like going, I was like, I thought I remember. I was like, I haven't seen this in forever. I probably had seen
Michael Douglas takes on the Yakuza.
but his character is such an asshole.
He is. It's hard to root for him.
I just turned it off. I watched it for about 20 minutes. I was like, no thanks.
I felt bad for Andy Garcia after he got his head cut off.
Ugh. Well, it's a little late to feel bad for him then.
Yeah. I was like, no, not you. No, it should have been Michael Douglas.
James.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pedro, what would be your three movies?
Well, no, we want to hear James's three movies.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorite vampire movies of all time. Let the Right One In.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a fantastic movie.
You're talking about the original, right?
The original, not that shitty remake with fucking with horror. No.
Horror. Who is this even an allusion to? I'm like, who is this even? Is Melina in this movie? I don't recall.
She was a stunt double. She played the prostitute who got bit. No. I let the right one in. And it's like hard, like you said. Like, do you want to go cinema? Like, I could do something like Europa, because I really enjoy that movie. Or do you want to go popcorn? Like, I would say, if you're going to do a film festival for the mass of people that come up and want to watch, to me, I got to pick in my opinion, one of the greatest American movie made in all time is The Godfather. I mean, that's it right there. And then like to lighten up the levity after that,
Yeah.
I for all the shit that it gets, and rightly so at times, because it's you can't do a lot of the things now as you did then in that movie, but as a comedy, Animal House is pure genius.
Oh yeah, I love Animal House.
Pure genius, but you can't make that movie today. That or there's no way in hell you're making Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. Well, how? I mean, you can't make you can't make Tropic Thunder again.
No. What? Blackface? No. What? It'd be an uproar.
James, I legitimately thought you were going to say Blazing Saddles for some reason.
I love that movie, but it's you can't make it. I like History of the World Part 1. I mean, all that Mel Brooks stuff is if you watch it for what it is, it's funny. But if you watch it now, you'll cringe. You're like, ooh, no, ouch.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's true.
It's true. I
true.
mean, I can, it all depends on my mindset too, because I can watch something like Europa, and a Nazi about the whole Nazi, like the whole era of the concentration camps and everything. And I mean, it's serious, it's a dark movie, stuff like that. Or, turn around, fuck it, let's watch Blade 2. It's just like, popcorn movie, So it all depends, man. It all depends on the mood. And Jaws, the Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Man, this is hard to think about. When you mentioned Europa, for some reason, that made me think about Il Postino.
Il Postino, yeah, of course, of course, I own it. Yeah.
This is a movie I have very mixed feelings about, because I remember watching it, and like 2/3 of the movie, I'm just in love, like like what's happening in the movie, you're falling in love like with the movie the same.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then the last third of the movie, the guy, he goes through so much stuff to win this girl. And then the last third of the movie, he just like, fuck all of this politics.
Done. That's it.
Fuck this whole thing I built up for politics. And you're just like, what the? You're like, you're a postman. You're an idiot. Whatever postman. You just won this beautiful girl. Just go live your life with this beautiful girl.
No movie gets me like that. The Bad Lieutenant.
Oh, I'm so angry the first time I saw that movie. Like, son of a bitch.
I watched Bad Lieutenant, and like an hour and a half through it, I'm like, yes. And then the last 20 minutes makes you want to throw the fucking VHS tape against the wall. So it all depends. I have the same emotion with Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah.
I had, you ever see Panic Room? See Panic Room with Jodie Foster?
Once.
Yeah. Another good movie, and then at about 3/4 of the way, you're asking yourself why. But this whole movie was easily avoidable.
Yeah.
Don't go into the fucking room. That's it. So it's like,
okay. I don't know what order these movies are going to be shown. Okay. Can you?
Oh, well, Pedro, real quick before you start, Let the Right One In is going to be a series on Showtime starting October 12th.
His hamsters.
Pedro's hamsters are on strike today. They said you said something about Prey. No, but Pedro, I just want to tell you something real quick.
Say what now?
I just want to tell you something real quick before you start.
Okay.
Let the Right One In is they're being turned into a series on Showtime.
Oh. Okay.
So it should be good because the trailers look good. So.
Mm-hmm.
But Knowing you call it garbage because it wasn't Prey. Go ahead.
Because it wasn't Prey. So
It's worse than Prey. It should have been Prey. Prey was garbage. This is
it wasn't
garbage.
Prey was garbage. Oh my god. I don't know the order of the movies.
Go ahead.
But My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah. I love My Neighbor Totoro. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm just going off what I'd like to see if I just want to be happy.
Right.
So My Neighbor Totoro. I want to say City Lights because I really, really love City Lights, but I hesitate because I think City Lights will bore a lot of people. So maybe not City Lights. A Godzilla movie. I want it to be Terror of Godzilla, but that's just because it's from 1975, the year I was born, and I just love that movie. But yeah, I'm not sure. The last one. Maybe Prey. We'll just have to put Prey.
Why you fucking with me, man?
So people can throw things at the screen. People can stand up at that finish and be like, "What is this fucking bullshit?" and like throw their popcorn at the
You see how he starts shit, Zeus? You see how he starts shit, right?
He's an EVP running
You're running Knockout Mania. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You see how he starts shit?
James, you want my super kick?
It's like a gentle
Prey.
breeze.
It's like a gentle breeze.
Oh, holy shit. We did. I feel bad for anyone who tuned in today.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, for Dungeons and Dragons.
Not one time you said Dungeons and Dragons until now.
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess we'll save it. Oh my god. That was good, Zeus. Zeus, that was good.
Oh my god. I actually made so the opening for today, I actually made like an alternate version of it. It's kind of
that graphic was awesome that Zeus did. That shit was hot.
I mean, it's just a wallpaper.
Oh, it's a wallpaper.
I had a couple of things to it.
I was talking
There you go.
about the opening I did for the show. What?
I think Zeus's impersonation of Pedro's internet is classic.
Y'all messing with me or something? I'm confused.
Zeus, you gotta do this every week.
Well, I hope I have to.
I actually thought you were Pedro at one point. Oh, poor Pedro. Pedro, look at that. See? Gone.
That's what he gets for making fun of Prey.
Yeah, there you go, right? The internet god struck back. Oh, man. Oh, it's horrible. Pedro. He's mad now. He said, I'm EVP. I'm storming out of this press conference. That's it. I'm done.
Am I on?
Yeah, now you are.
Now you are. It's all
After
sped
about
up and
40
shit.
minutes of not being
Oh my god.
I'm Pedro. I'm storming out of this press conference. Urgh. Pedro. Wow.
He's out again.
He's out again, Zeus. That's it. He's done. That's it.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
Zeus is hero.
I promise not to penalize your party. You know,
Pedro.
I heard James say something like,
yeah,
I heard James say something like Pedro's mad now. And I'm like, over what? I've heard nothing.
Pedro, did you even hear nothing at all?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Oh, man. We've been having
What
fun.
did y'all say?
Nothing at all.
I guess I'll have to rewatch it, I guess.
you have to rewind the show because I mean it's just
this is
you
brutal.
missed a lot.
Yeah, fun stuff too.
Did
Pedro?
you say I don't have to rewatch it because I'm
No, we said
Yes.
you do have to rewatch it because there's too much stuff.
Yes. You have to rewatch it, Pedro.
I'm never on.
Pedro from the future, if you're listening, you have to rewatch it.
I was like, what does me being on have to do with it? Like,
He's just telling you something when you watch it later.
oh my God.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh man.
Man, I wish I knew what was said.
Future Pedro. Remember saying that.
What?
Exactly.
I wish I knew what was said.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Oh. Stop.
What is that? So future Pedro is gonna remember.
You'll find out in the future.
I wish I knew what was said. Okay.
You will. You'll know. You'll know in the future. Oh my God.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
We're gonna close shop here in a moment. Hold on.
Oh my stars and garters. That was good.
Anyone got anything to plug?
So Zeus is fucking killing me.
My friend. Please buy Pedro's album so he can buy better internet. That's what I'm plugging.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, well, God willing, we'll see y'all next week. We'll see.
We're gonna start a new campaign. Hashtag.
We may not hear you, but we'll see you.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh. Holy shit.
Did we lose him for the outro?
I think we lost him
All
again,
right,
Pedro.
I'm just gonna close it up.
Pedro, you there? Pedro.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay. We'll see y'all next week, maybe.
Oh.
All right, now we're backmasking.